Hey everyone, welcome back to 4J Music. Today is one of those rare videos that actually transcends both the worship side and the band side. Okay, on the worship side, if you have a Spanish song that you want to do, maybe you go to a Spanish church and you do a little bit of Latin music, this is actually a really good video for you to be able to teach your drummers to expand their Latin skills a little bit. Also, if you're a band director and you are trying to get your percussionists to be able to expand a little bit on their Latin for jazz band or something like that, this will be something that might be beneficial for them. A lot of times I'll sit down on the piano and I'll start messing around and do something like this. Cool. And a lot of times, you know, maybe if there's a drummer around or whatever, maybe I'm at church or I'm in some sort of practice room doing that, somebody will sit down and start playing a bossa pattern, okay? I'll tell you what, that is not a bossa lick that I'm doing. It's that montuno it's not typical of the bossa style, right? A lot of times I think it's just people, that's the first Latin groove that they learn, which is great. I love me a good bossa. I'm not talking down on it, but there are other things besides bossa nova. And so today I'm going to show you one that's a little bit trickier in a sense because the downbeats are kind of missing on the bass drum part, right? And so this is more of a son or songo, and it is not salsa. I want to tell you that straight up. This is not salsa. If you watch true salsa, you know, Puerto Rico, Cuba, places like that, and you're not going to find any drum sets. The instrumentation is going to be more congas, bongos, some of the different, you know, hand drums like that, and then also cowbell shakers. Really neat stuff, and then just the way it all blends together is a really a lot of times we think it's a drum set because it sounds so like unified, and they're able to play it so seamlessly, even though there's 5-6 different people contributing to the overall groove. They do it so well that it does sound like it would be somebody playing on a drum set, just thrashing it out, right? But anyway, this is not salsa, and I've been to the Festival de la Calle Ocho in Miami, and there's not a drum set in sight on any one of the stages. And so I'm telling you right now, please don't call this salsa. It's more of a son or songo pattern, okay? Now, it does have some similarities to salsa, primarily with the kick pattern, okay, which I'll talk about in a second. Now, so the first thing I want to tell you, you know, again, just make sure you understand what it is and what it isn't, okay? Let's go over the drum set, and I'll go over and I'll break down what each hand is doing and everything, and also the counts, because it is a tricky one. And at the end, I'm going to go ahead and just play a little 30-second thing that I put together in acapella, where you get to see how it fits in with an actual piano part and some other hand drums as well. All right, so I'm going to explain this in several different ways, and hopefully one of these helps you, whatever. But right hand will just be playing quarter notes, whether it's on the hi-hat or on the bell of the ride cymbal. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now the bass drum is going to be not on the downbeat. Now you can add some bass drum in there once you hit a cymbal on the downbeat of 1, but then you want to revert back to the part that I'm going to show you. So this is bass drum, not on the downbeat of 1. 2, ready, and go. Okay. Now that's the trickiest part, is getting the bass drum in there, and then also getting the snare drum plugged in there. But the bass drum, with it not being something that you know, normally we like everything on the downbeat of 1 to be nice and strong. It's a strong beat, and we are just completely skipping that, right? So again, that part goes like this: 2, ready, and. Okay. Once we add the snare drum, we're going to add the snare drum on some upbeats on beat 1, the very last 16th note slot of beat 2, and again on the upbeat of beat 3. So it'll be 2, ready, and go. Okay. First of all, that's way number 1 of me teaching you, is just showing you piece by piece what's going on and how you layer it in. Okay. Now the overall rhythm, if you were to play that just on one drum linearly, it'll be. Okay, so that's the other thing, is if you, once you figure out that rhythm, you can find, you know, what the next drum or surface that you're gonna be playing on, and that'll help you be able to plug in the right thing. Because again, you have. But again, the snare drum and the bass drum part are really the parts that kind of, they take turns. You know, if you look at it also in groupings of notes, the snare drum goes first in the first pair of notes that the snare drum and bass drum have. Then the bass drum goes first. Then the snare drum goes first again. So. And then we have that last bass drum on the upbeat or whatever. So a lot of times you can break it down that way. Just the order of the hands that play, the order of the hands and feet, I guess in this case. But again, that pattern, 2, 3, and. Okay. So again, that's a really, really important part. If you have a bass player, you want to make sure that they're matching the rhythm. A lot of times it will be notated, you know, in some jazz charts that I've seen that have that pattern, that rhythm. You know, it's actually written in to match the kick part. So anyway, I hope that's something that helps you guys out. And again, I'll put the notation somewhere on the bottom if you want to just look at that. And hopefully it's something that can help you out. Check this out. This is a little just 30-second clip of what that sounds like together with congas and piano, and hopefully you can have some fun with that.